Not working, but we can hear you. All right.
Okay.
This is the Monday Night Men's Forum. I am Matt of Farm Up Life. Tonight we got Scott of Little Pine Farm in Colorado. We have Chicken Whisperer down in Florida. We have Jeremy in Alabama, Christopher in Florida, and Mr. Dot Grant Payne. Still didn't edit that from last week. Who's gonna piss me off this week?
Yeah, like I apologize, you guys.
Thank you. Okay, so tonight, fifth, like 5 out of 6 on the Collapse Now, Avoid the Rush. This is about communications. So, yeah, first we're gonna go around, do a quick personal event, something like that happened this weekend or whatever. Scott, you're first because you're next to me.
All right. Man, dogs have been going really good this year. We just got our first 2 dairy goats a week ago.
Nice.
And for the new week, I just landed a little barter deal to get a truck and trailer to bring fencing up from the city, which is huge. So I'm gonna trade this guy half a day's labor for something that's saving me like $300 or $400 to hire somebody to do it. So yeah. Thanks, great.
I was going to ask you what Ted Kaczynski memoir or manifesto have you read lately?
Just the one. I've been meaning to start digging into the prison letters, though.
We should do a whole episode on Ted Kaczynski. But I'm not going to do any of the reading. I'll just let you fill me in.
Also, my Hogwarts character's name, by the way, Theodore Kaczynski.
I did see that screenshot. That was pretty funny. Chicken Whisperer, go ahead. First time on. Welcome.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? Just doing my thing in Florida, love the chickens, getting ready for what we all kind of see in the background coming, trying to figure it out. I'm actually fixing to think on getting into microgreens and maybe expanding into that environment. I've been studying it a little bit. It's not bad. It seems to be there's a market. I talked to my little local guys around here. They buy the local produce from folks, and they said that they're lacking in resources and the people are always left wanting. So I figured that there's a bit of a hole in the space. So it seems like something I might be putting into more time this year, which wasn't even my plan at all. This is kind of something recent just over the last couple months. So hopeful there, man.
Nice. Cool.
I don't know how to work this video, by the way. And like, shit, I've clicked all kind of buttons. Ain't got me no fucking where. I'm so sorry, bro. I'm trying.
I don't understand how to do mine now there.
Yeah.
But you can just say you're in hiding.
All right,
that
at least you got a cool picture. I'm sitting here looking at like a line in my camera. I'm anti-me.
Yeah.
That's fine. Whatever. Keep messing with it if you want, but we're just going to keep rolling. Jeremy, go ahead.
Event. Is that what we're talking?
Yeah, personal event.
I got COVID.
You got COVID right now?
Wow.
Yeah, right.
You look dead. You're terrible. That's like awful. You already look dead.
I can see the blood clots coming out of your eyes.
It's the whiskey, the bourbon. It's got no.
No, I tell you to get the booster.
Just burn it all out. Burn it out with the bourbon.
Hey, Jeremy, I don't. In your settings, I think your microphone is selected to your webcam or something like that, not your $150 microphone.
Nice. No, it was like $40.
Your mic sounds terrible.
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, is that what that is? I thought he like had a hat sitting in front of him or some shit. I'm so sorry. Damn it.
Did you get COVID on your work thing last week?
Hold on, I can't do two things at one time. How's that?
What day's preference? No, it still sounds the same.
Hey, we can hear you. Just
oh shit, it's not plugged in.
Of course.
oh,
All right. Well, he's figuring that out. Christopher, go ahead.
yeah. Well, we were me and my wife like to go to the local plant swap, and there was my permaculture dude is there. While we were there, see this lady's got a shirt that says Preppers United, and I said, interesting. Struck up a conversation. She's an older lady, and she and her husband there had just moved to Florida, and they have started a little prepper group around the corner. And so I went to their house yesterday, looked at all what they're doing with their garden, and was working with them. My thoughts this week have been on communications. So I was telling them about a $5 ham radio that I brought over to the house and demonstrated, showed it to them, and said, I just give it to them because they look like they're really interested, and I could $5, and so I just gave it to them. But just had a nice long visit with them, and it's older couple, but they're very hard workers, committed, and just seem like genuinely good people. So that's excellent contact, and through her, I'll be able to make contacts with some other people in our community. So I'm glad about that.
Is that better?
Yeah.
That is so much better. Oh my gosh, I was ready to kick you out.
Oh man, that's
If you change your name to Grant, I'm definitely kicking you out.
well.
Well, there's
Right.
no Grant here. There's only period.
Hey,
All right.
COVID got me out of a meeting this week. It can get me out of this podcast too.
I see. All right.
I was headed to
There's the door.
Mississippi. Yep. No, I was headed to Mississippi Wednesday for my meetings, and I got about halfway there, and I'd already had like some sinus drainage going on. And I got about halfway there, and my muscles started aching, and I thought, "Son of a bitch, this feels like COVID." And who knew that Love's truck stops carried COVID tests? And so I pulled over and got a COVID test. Even it was my way out of a meeting.
Fair
So I
enough.
could take a
Fair enough.
picture, send it to them, and like, sorry guys. So I turned around and went back home.
Yes. COVID test for the win.
It was.
Yeah,
Was.
before, no, right?
Yeah, I've had it twice now. Yeah.
Twice now.
This one wasn't as bad as the first one though.
Yeah.
Like the first time had me laid up in bed for like 5 days.
How many raw eggs have you eaten since then?
None.
Man, dude.
And so here's the irony of this whole thing. I put out that video, which I took down by the way, but I put out that video of like, well, hey, I haven't had COVID since the only time that I had COVID was when I quit eating eggs for like 3 months. And I shit you not, within 3 days, I had COVID. I thought,
that video.
yeah,
Oh man,
like, well, debunked that one.
I liked your alien.
Darn.
Dude, just go with them.
Oh, yeah, man.
I gotta look for that. I haven't been on it in a little while. Grant, go ahead.
I've had a big week. I got some more bulbs. I practically got engaged, essentially.
No.
Yeah.
Fast.
I mean, you either did or you didn't. You don't like, you
I
didn't like
mean-
practically or essentially. Like, you
Okay.
either got your ass wet
So-
or you didn't.
To us, we are, but to the parents and everybody else, it's a promise ring because they're like, "Oh, you're too young. It's too soon." Blah blah this, blah blah that. I'm like, look, I know what I'm doing, and it's.
How old are you, Grant? Never mind. You don't have to answer that.
I'll be 22 in April.
I was married at 21.
You have no fucking clue what you're doing. Those are terrible words. You're cursing yourself. I just want you to know that I love you. I hope you're best. Just don't think that.
Yeah, no, it's all good. So yeah, it's great. Went to the pawn shop to get some Glock 17 magazines. Walked out with a ring.
Nice. Right.
Did you get the magazines though?
Yeah, I got the ring, 2 magazines, and I said throw in. She said she'd do the ring and the 2 magazines for $240, and I said throw in another magazine. She saw it, and I did it for cash.
You should have got his and hers Glocks and then one that's like, "Will you be mine?" Like a Valentine, like heart candy thing or something. I don't know.
You have to shoot yes or no.
Make yes really big and no really small.
Well, I think that's creative, bro. I think that was a cool way to do that shit.
Yeah.
Nice.
'Cause-
Well, congratulations, Grant. Can't wait for the baby to be born in 9 months.
Maybe.
Maybe 8.
We're getting married. I mean, this is like,
Oh,
Now the truth comes
Nice.
out.
No.
Nice, Grant. Well, we'll be waiting. Hey, Google, remind me in 8 months. Something.
baby shower.
Nice. Good. Is she still sitting in your lap?
No, that was just last week. She's on the bed playing with a buddy.
you got my Google going off in here, bud. Look, I cannot verify your voice. I'm like, shut up, Google. It ain't me.
It's still going.
Hey, Google, order 800 pounds of ramen, confirm order.
Hey, order 1,200 pounds of thermite.
Listen, they're just a little retarded. Well, it's okay. We're all having fun here. Excuse us. We're great. You know, one advantage to no camera is I can smoke what I want and Google doesn't care.
There you go. Sure. Whatever you want to do, man. So this weekend, I tried to get everything done and got almost nothing done, but that's how it goes sometimes. I was supposed to do like another kind of like 20 by 23 project stop where I do like a property walkthrough and an interview and help them out with something. But, you know, I messed up the schedule trying to do it after a nap, and it's just like a nap for my kid, and just wasn't happening. And so I think I'm going to try again next weekend. That's it. So, yeah. So
I just want to come share that with y'all. I don't know anything about communication, so I'm going to leave y'all to it. Y'all have a good show, and take care.
wait, you're actually dipping out?
Yeah.
No, stick around.
No, hang on. I don't know. You might have something you don't.
No,
know
no,
yet.
you can ask questions.
Communication, like talking.
I'm
Yeah.
a very good talker about like hammering.
Oh, we know.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
That's all we're doing. Like, I'm not trying to date any of these guys. We're just hanging out, chilling, talking about chickens and shit. You know what I mean? It's like, you know,
Get to know me first. Grant, you can stay or you can go, man.
I feel like I'm being president of the state.
You are. You're absolutely is breaking into half.
That's like until you make us mad and kick you out.
Hold on, let me go pause on one of your videos real quick.
All right. So one thing, this has been a weird week, right? Like we've had like 5 consecutive weird weeks in a row, right? Something like that. So like there was that train derailment in Ohio.
5?
So that's weird.
You though, right?
don't forget
Talking like
no, in Texas there were 2 of them too.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
didn't know that.
Balloons?
Yep.
But they're not talking about it on the news.
You talking about balloons?
Chemical. One of them is a real
Like
chemical shit.
Train derailment.
Yeah, another.
Let's talk about balloons. There's been like 18 of them everywhere.
Yeah.
UFO shot down.
I'm like, they're not Chinese weather balloons when they're being shot down over China too. Why would they shoot down from weather balloons?
They probably would to cover their.
You sure?
The hashtag Ohio Chernobyl is trending this evening.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Wow.
love that so much. It's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah,
And then I saw like, whoa, like, so if you look at where that train derailment is in relation to Philadelphia, and I was like, oh, whoa, they're rioting in Philadelphia. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, Philadelphia lost. Like, that's why they're rioting, not because like of anything important.
Yeah, just football.
Just football.
Just for
Yeah. I saw somebody on TikTok earlier that's like 100 miles away and had to go outside like full blown like gas mask and everything. She was like, I go outside, you can't breathe.
That-
100 miles too close.
oh, but the air is safe to breathe, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Like the shit. Never mind.
So I got an email from a guy who was on the show a handful of times, Guy Alaska. He's not here, but I'll speak for him when he just replied, snail mail, real shit hitting the fan, vetted and trustworthy runners. Next question. So that is something I did not consider in all of this, like all the possibilities of communication was just the mail, like.
I haven't either.
Which I'm glad he said something so we could actually cover that angle as well.
Yeah.
Would that be something you guys would do? Like, would you be the mail runner? You think?
I mean, if I get paid,
I wouldn't be the mail runner. I would send something via runner.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be the runner?
Probably be horse
Dangerous?
here.
I got other shit.
Yeah, I don't want a target on my back.
You got other shit to do.
I got kids and shit, dogs and like plants and like, no,
Yeah.
fuck that. Some other guy, there's some 20-year-old kid that ain't got no fucking
Yeah, Grant.
rock.
It's a
on.
Grant.
hey, me, I have plans. I have plans.
Stick around.
Grant's
I got-
fucking married.
I got thousands of bulbs. I got plans to take care of,
That
which I've
would
already
be,
sold. I've already speaking of communication, I've already traded about $600 worth of bulbs for equal amounts parts of moonshine.
Dang, dude. Is this you're stocking up for the wedding?
No, just a little bit of resale.
pay off the father of the bride.
Just get him drunk, then ask him for permission. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting comment.
Mm-hmm.
That could be a post-apocalyptic job for all these ultrathon runners. They need something to do. They like run 100 miles plus a day. Like,
That's true.
take this over there.
Yeah,
Start the high school track team and just throw a satchel on them.
the most essential on them.
Oh, we did a relay. Bunch of guys.
A state relay.
Yeah.
So,
But
Christopher,
even like
Go
right
ahead.
now though, like if you've got messages that you want to give people, now like there's technology and all that, you can secure chats and everything. But even if you wanted to send messages to someone now using the postal service, I mean nobody's gonna scan that. Nobody's gonna hear what you're saying or read what you're saying.
I have had mail stolen at the post office. We got it back like years later. There was some lawsuit that they used our mail. So it does happen. But if your letter looks normal, if it doesn't look out of place, doesn't look like it might have money, it's just a
Right.
letter.
So you talk about your illegal drug deals over USPS.
That is not what I said.
Not what we're talking about. What are we
Noted.
talking legal.
I consider the mail.
Yeah, legal drug deals. Week. It's just
But-
insane.
So I guess what to take both of your points would be that, okay, maybe sometimes mail gets opened.
Yeah.
But can we just assume that all email is read by a third party?
Yeah.
We can just all agree.
Probably our government and the Chinese government.
Well, here's what we could agree on pretty simply is it's all logged and can be read and accessed at any point in time, even if it's not actually read. It's all logged.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe not at the time.
Party function
And
holding.
now that there's AI, they might start analyzing it. Who knows?
Oh, God. Now, that would be something to put AI on analyzing all the logged emails from
Yeah.
20 years. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
There's a movie about that, Eagle Eye.
Oh, is that with
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia yeah, that one.
Mm.
That was bad.
Mhm.
That was.
Dude, they touched that kid till he went crazy. The poor fucking kid. They fucking messed him up. I just saying he was wild. He's wild. He fucked up. I mean, all you wanted to say, man, that's what happened to him.
If anyone didn't notice, I brought in a wild card for tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Exciting.
Christopher, so
Yeah.
you also emailed me and you wanted to do like a whole TED talk.
Sure.
Can you summarize it?
Well, I'm by no means an expert, but when this subject came up, it's something I have put a lot of thought into, and I thought of quite a few ways. I'm going to give a talk at this local prepper group that when I go to meet in April, and it's going to be on dirt cheap communications. Basically, you can meet about 80% of your needs with about $30 worth of hardware and some tricks and some neat tricks, including one that's highly illegal. I'll tell you about it, but you never want to do it unless like grid's down and the police stop coming. But you can set yourself up so where you can have like 80% of your bases covered. You can listen to people for many miles. You can get updates from your region, your city, your neighborhood. You can transmit out a few miles, and you can even wake up people in your neighborhood to alert them, hey, there's a problem, something going on. So I know if you'll allow me to just talk, I'm just going to run through it at a high level. Just hit the top main topics, but I've got a PDF I'm going to put together, and I can link it. You can put it in the show notes for people if they want to download it and look at it and get a little more in depth on it. So
Yeah, what's the quick stuff?
the quick stuff. Okay, so a lot of preppers will say the Baofeng radio. It's cheap, it's reliable. I wouldn't go with that one for your first choice. If you're on just an absolute budget, the Baofeng's a little bit higher. You're going to have to not only get the radio, but you're going to get a few other accessories that are really recommended. I would say before you do a Baofeng, there is a little $5 device called an RTL SDR, and I gave mine away, but this is similar. This is an upgraded version, but they make these. They're similar to this. It's $5. It plugs into your computer, and it is a wideband radio. It can tune they were built originally for European TV, but they can also tune FM radio, CB radio, FRS, GMRS, MERS, weather, military airplanes, and just a wide range of antennas.
So it's all done digitally through the internet.
It's all done digitally through your.
Is this the illegal thingy?
No, I'll get to the illegal later. No, this is perfectly legal. It is only receive only. It's a jack of all trades, but it is a master of none. So it's not great.
So it has so it's got an antenna on it. Okay.
It has an antenna jack, and the $5 one comes with a TV antenna, digital TV antenna, and you just take the wire and you just clip it. You can split out those two, and you can put your own wire antenna on it. And with radio, all it cares about is that it is a long conductor, so you can run a wire up in a tree, and it can receive quite a few signals. There's no license required because you're not transmitting, but it's only receive only, so you're just going to be listening. It is, however, a good way to learn the basics and you get a decent range. This week I pulled it out of the closet just to test some things. I was able to listen to CB radio chatter down the road. Who knows, maybe 5-10 miles down the road. And there is a ham radio repeater 3 miles away. And I was listening to that tonight on my little $5 radio. So it just plugs into the computer. The computer does a lot of the processing work, but the electronics and things are in the little device. So it's a way of offloading what used to be built into a cabinet, got pushed into software on your computer. So I there's plenty of I'm gonna, in this PDF I'm making, there's plenty of tutorials out there. You can learn how to do it. I didn't want to reinvent the wheel because there's just so many people who've already done that. There is a manual, and I put a link to a short video I recorded on cutting that antenna wire to use your stock antenna to split out, make your own antenna. So like for $5, it's a no-brainer. You get that, you install the software, you play around with it, you set up your frequencies so that you can just go in and I can now listen to the weather radio or the local ham repeater or CB radio or MERS, a bunch of different frequencies.
That's a neat tool.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, it is cheap. It's not great at receiving, but a lot of that has to do with the kind of antenna. So you just string up I've got a wire up in my tree, and I was listening to it the other night, and I heard thunder. I said, okay, off it goes. We're not doing that in lightning. So don't do that in lightning. But you can just string up, you take a fishing weight, tie it to a fishing line, and I took a slingshot, or I could have had a fishing rod, and you sling that sucker up in the tree, and when it comes down, you then tie a wire to it, and you can haul that up into your tree.
Gotcha.
So you can get 20, 30 feet up in the air. So that was the $5 one, and then I bought the upgraded version. It's $30 just for the base unit. It doesn't come with an antenna, so I bought the extra antenna package for another $10, so $40 for a better quality. Not only better quality, but it also adds more frequency. So the $5 unit can go from 25 megahertz, which is like CB radio, on up to the gigahertz range. So it's a decent chunk of band. But this guy can go way down to 500 kilohertz, which is like all of the ham band. You can just listen to every ham frequency on this one. So I thought it was worth the extra. I bought two of them, and of course I gave one away. But I thought it was worth the extra few bucks to get get the wider range, better quality. All right, so
that would be like the post-apocalyptic version of like a chat room lurker. You're just hearing everything.
Yeah,
not contributing anything.
You're
That's
right.
cool.
Right?
I like that. That's cool.
I'm where I'm at out in the country. I'm not seeing or hearing any really thing much of all in interest that I really would need to transmit. I wouldn't be that useful, and so I do have some transmitters. But I just thought, well, right now, I'd rather spend that money on something other than a ham radio transmitter. And so I just picked up a receiver just to listen in, the surrounding area. And
Nice.
so that's where I'm at. If you are, and I was suggesting to my local group there, those guys, I said, you guys are within 3-5 miles of each other. You could really look at a CB radio, because CB requires no license, and you can get a handheld walkie for like $15 on eBay, or a base unit that would plug into a car for 20 plus, and it's got a lot of power and it's got a lot of range, up to 15 miles. And like I said, there's no license required. It's just not as sexy as ham radio, but if you can come.
Ham radio doesn't require a license too, and either in the shit hit the fan.
If it's bad, yes. Yeah, if it's
I've had that conversation.
The FCC is too preoccupied to come and knock on your door, then
yeah. I had the conversation with some people that's not a list I want to be on. So understand and know how to use the radios and have the skill set, but
yeah. So CB radio is an excellent option. It's good for listening, because I was listening to some guys chatter, and I thought, boy, if there were something really bad going on, there'd be all sorts of chatter about what this and what that is going on. So that'd be a good one to pick up and listen to, even if you can listen to it on the RTL, or you can, if you have a dedicated CB radio. But that's a good one. FRS is another one. I have. We use these at our household. Their range is about a half a mile, but it's a good one to have on hand, even if you only have one, because there's a high likelihood that someone around you will also have one. And so if there's any chance that you might coordinate with another person, there's a good chance they've already got one. So even if you had just one, like $8 on eBay used, and they're pretty durable, so just a used one is a good thing to have and just throw into the closet.
I got a pair of cheap walkie-talkies that I bought for like $50 or whatever from Cabela's, just for hunting.
Yeah. And they're probably that. If they have 16 to 22 channels, like a little channel selector or a button.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah. Then
channel and sub-channel.
They're probably FRS. Mm-hmm. That's the license-free one. There's a one called GMRS, which is related, and you do need a license, but it's not an expensive license, but I just stick to the FRS because it's good enough. But this one is made by Baofeng, the same one company that makes the more respected, Prepper ham radio. And it's a little bit better. It costs $13 a unit, and it just got more features than the cheapy one you get on eBay. So I thought it was worth the extra spend on it. It's rechargeable. It's got a base, so it just sits on the base at all times. We don't have to think about it. It's just ready to go. What's that?
Keep mine in a Faraday bag.
Well,
yeah, keep her in the Faraday bag.
So what kind of shit hit the fan do you boys think's coming? Like, in the sense of like there's always, so we got, what do we got? So Civil War, we got.
We don't get to decide what it looks like.
We got other people. So the Civil War, who breaks who first? I know we ain't all cracking at once, so what state y'all think going down? And then what do you think the response is going to be? And is it going to be our governors versus our feds? And we saying, fuck them? Like, I'm trying to break it down in the sense of like, what are the, like, we have a lot of potential triggers, right? But out of 100% of the triggers, only like 20% are feasible in the sense of could happen. And some of them are kind of wild, even though, maybe. But like, so what do you boys chew on and think about? Because I'm in Florida, and I can see DeSantis telling people to get fucked, and that'd be a problem.
And I'm in Florida, and I'm not quite sure he would do that. He
already told the CDC, told the IRS, he already told the feds, DHS, if they come fucking with the parents, that he's, going to have problems. IRS has to register for every person they come and bother here with the state to verify, and we can have backup attorneys represent us against them. So in the CDC, we all know what he told them, So, I mean, what part wouldn't you see him kind of pushing back on that?
Well, I'll just keep it brief. Long story short, I used to vote Republican, and now I'm more independent and libertarian. And there's some things that Republicans do that I really like, and then there's some things that they do that I just don't know. Like, they're not fully committed. And,
what about DeSantis?
DeSantis has done a lot of things that I like, and I still don't know that I can fully trust him. So I'd have to see. But I
Can't
definitely
trust
done a
any
lot of things I
politician.
like. Yeah,
That's right, Jeremy. That's exactly what I was thinking. Still a politician.
Everyone,
I mean,
even the independent libertarians are still
I'm not saying I
politicians.
trust him. I'm just wondering if he'll push back in a way against the feds. That was the original question. Is like when DeSantis will push back against the feds, and he's already proven it in several different occasions. So in order for there to be a civil war, right? So the Civil War happened before when states decided to leave. So that meant all of the militia in those states were compelled to be on the team of said state they were in. When Lincoln was like, we're not going to leave, screw you, they got into the disagreement. I'm trying to picture a scenario in which that might happen in any one of our states. The only ones that have a certain proclivity for that probably would be Texas here. Bill Lee's not strong enough in Tennessee. And I can't think of another governor. I don't think I trust Youngkin very well, but I don't think of another governor that's got the sack to do anything like stand up to them. So who does it? It's not going to be just regular people. I mean, because then you'll get turned into extremists and squashed like roaches, and that'll be the day.
You know,
Man, that's kind of sad that we would have to rely on a governor to.
I mean, I know, but that's just the real scenario.
don't.
Yeah.
Here we get
What do you-
Meemaw Ivy down here in Alabama.
No, I think it's less about how it goes down, because it could go down any of a dozen different ways, and I think my reaction is going to be the same. If I can stay where I am, grow food. If I can't, get out, grow food somewhere else. Like, doesn't matter if it's an alien invasion or a civil war or a asteroid impact or whatever. It's like people got to eat. Or we're not going to be here.
You take care of you and
So,
yeah.
family. Yeah.
Your local has more impact on you than the federal.
and that's actually what I was going to bring to the table for the communications topic tonight is the more local aspect. You know, there's all the radios and the mesh networks and the, whatever.
All the fun technology, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also like developing a culture where people are stopping by, hopefully to buy stuff and support your efforts financially, but and also for socializing, have people coming by regularly, like build a real world network of people within a realistic walking distance. And I think in this rural area, it's kind of obvious because we have one crossroads, and like that would be the center of everything if the grid went down. And it'd be Old West times. I'd sell food there. People would meet there and exchange news and information, and just talk to people, have them coming by, get them involved in growing their own food. We're going to use like a composting program to bring people by, dropping off buckets and picking up clean buckets, and have like a little free library out there, and have a little, we kind of want to get into like baked goods since that's covered under the cottage food laws. So do like a little farm stand / compost drop / free library / whatever, bulletin board maybe, so people can advertise stuff, keep stuff in the neighborhood, resources in the neighborhood, stuff like that. I like bulletin boards.
No, I think that's a good way to, just do a throwback. I think it's good to have like all the tools at your disposal too, right? Like all the cool shit Christopher was talking about. And then, but bulletin board, unless it's windy, it's gonna stay there. Or it gets rained on, whatever. So
yeah,
I think that's
haven't even gotten to the illegal one yet, and that kind of along that line.
I'm waiting. Hit me with it.
Bring it.
Yeah, you want to go? I'll skip ahead. Well, I was going to also say mention things like phone tree. You may have heard of us, where one person calls two, those two people each call two.
Sure.
Those people, and that's a great way to set. That kind of works into the bulletin board model if we have some sort of phone. But you could also do that with. I know we have text message group conversations. But group conversations depend on the data plan in your phone, and if that's down or if your signal's just too weak, you can also do a text message phone, like a phone tree. So you text two people and those two people text two people. So yeah, those are very low tech. You know, it's not as sexy, it's not as cool. But I listed several things, and I'll just throw them into this PDF. Things like Meshtastic. It's an inexpensive little Bluetooth device. Your phone talks to it. It talks to a mesh network within 3-5 miles. Good for groups. It's like $20 a unit. Then there's some excellent.
Christopher, do the illegal thing, please.
I'll get to that. I had to tease you.
All the other stuff. Okay, let's.
I had to tease you so I could keep you listening.
Falling asleep tease like a.
You got to do those things because that's cool and fun, but you got to do the weather radio, man. You got to get a weather radio. You can't call yourself a prepper.
Weather radio, got it. It's in the
have a tornado wake you up. So all right, so here we go. Here's what's the illegal one? Okay, this is highly illegal.
We're waiting on you to tell us.
In every neighborhood, you have phone lines, coax, and power lines that go to every house. So I would propose you use those if the grid is down and the police are not responding. Use those as a neighborhood telegraph. You go to your central box. You disconnect those wires from the main office. You have only the wires that go to each house. They all connect together. You get out of an old car. You dig out some relays, some 12-volt relays. You take a 12-volt car battery. You take the car horn. You take a few switches. You take some lights. You take some buzzers. And in each house, you get that wire that goes to every house. You use the relays and your switches to switch on the buzzer. And you can, during the daylight, when it's not an emergency, you can use the buzzer as Morse code, as like a party line. You print out your Morse code sheets. And so there's cheat sheets. So everybody can but. That buzzer, though, is just loud enough to wake everybody up in the middle of the night. So you get somebody coming in, you slam that buzzer loud and long. And in addition, you have stolen a car horn from under the hood of a car, and you wired that into the system as well. You switch it on at night. So somebody comes and breaks into your house. You slam the emergency button. It buzzes all throughout the neighborhood, and the car horn is honking outside really loudly. The people wake up, they walk outside, they hear the car horn, and they all come to help you. So I was going to draw a diagram, and I'll do that, and I'll put it into the PDF about how you might wire it. But this is just a way to use these resources that are all around you for communication. So you can basically have a 3, 5, 8, 10 block party line when there's still no power in the neighborhood. So, of course, highly illegal.
That's very MacGyver.
Right.
I was thinking it was like, hey, so you could just like hack the Pentagon and then use their network and stuff, and then like you can use their satellites and
we're just gonna use AT&T.
Yep. So if I had only $30, I would definitely buy an RTL SDR. I would buy a handheld CB radio, an FRS radio, and I would use apps and neighborhood telegraph. And there was another one. An old cell phone. If you got an old cell phone that still kind of works on battery, it's not activated, throw it into your glove compartment. It can still dial 911. You can you're out driving and your cell phone is down. Pick up the other one, it can still dial 911.
Are we assuming that emergency services are still operating, or?
This is all situations. You don't get to decide what the emergency looks like. It might be just your personal emergency. So, your phone dies and you're out and you got an emergency. You just go to the glove box and pick out the old cell phone. So,
true.
Just make sure.
Anyway, I'll throw that list together in that PDF and give you a link on it.
Awesome. I had the only thing I really brought, there's like Scott already kind of squashed it, kind of poo-pooed it real quick. It was like a Bluetooth like messaging app One that I saw.
No, I didn't
Like-
mean to poo-poo anything.
I know. I know. You're just it wouldn't work for me anyways, and I don't think it'd work for you because we're too rural. We're like, I mean, we're just too far away to actually get anything out there. But
We've got like 1 to 5 acre lots around here, so a mesh network could definitely work. If
Yeah, use a mesh-tastic, $20
yeah.
per unit.
I think the one I was looking at was called Bridgefy or Bridgefy or Bridgeify, or I don't remember what it's called. But
A few years ago, I was looking into one called I think Beartooth. But that was a lot earlier in the technology. They're a lot cheaper now.
Jeremy, in all your prepping videos that you've published, what kind of stuff have you got into?
So I've got the good old Baofeng, however you pronounce that Chinese word. I've got several of those. Got some of the cheap two-way radios, FRS radios. And I think outside of that, I mean, it's like Scott said, community based. Those radios are for listening in for. I don't anticipate long-term communication with people if it gets to a true SHTF type situation. It's going to be all very local, and initially, having people around you and being able to communicate with them is going to be key. But eventually, all those batteries are going to die, and you're not going to have a way to recharge them. And so, what's the point in trying to have this massive stockpile? When within a year, it's going to all be useless.
Yeah.
One thing, it was like, what's that movie? I think it's the new one, Planet of the Apes or War with the Planet of the Apes or whatever, where it's like they're still looking at pictures like on their iPad and the screen's got like a big old crack through it. And I don't know if you've seen that one at all.
Yeah.
And like, still...
that's a big no, that battery's not working.
Yeah, it was kind of like an interesting thing. Like, oh, I mean, some technology would still work, but if they had like solar and whatever to recharge it, but
I mean, like, what
if you
have some massive EMP or some CME that fries all electronics? I mean, even your solar panels are done. You might have a few that work here and there, but
I mean, but this is all like sitting there assuming that nobody who's in charge of anything with like guns and power is going to try and put something together, even if you know what I mean. And they're going
scrap together communication network.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, so, okay, so again, and yeah, it's going to fall to the state because they're the one with the systems. Not even that I want some of them to do it, because some of them are just, bastards. But, I mean, that's just what's going to happen, right? They're going to all get together, and they're going to be like, oh, this is down. Well, what do we do to do this? And they're going to decide, and we're going to watch the show there. When it's like talking about all the things we're going to be communicating, like, bottom line, once they start like putting things back together, you're going to cooperate, or they're going to handle you like, however they feel the need if you're in their way. So, I mean, and that's really where it's at. So the guy that said the local flat out right in the community, that's going to be your strongest network. But even then, whoever the leaders of that are, they're going to want to follow somebody else because it's a big, big world. And they understand that it's bigger than, our neighborhood. So they're going to wonder what's going on. And they're going to be scared. Now, us boys, we sit there, we prep, we prepare. But how many other level heads are going to be when that shit's going down? So if we're talking in the community, you're talking about communications, you're talking about wiring some stuff through houses. These folks going to look at you like you got 3 heads. They're going to be scared to death, bro. So it's like, I mean, it's a great plan because it means we're thinking in an engineering standpoint way. But I would challenge to just prepare yourself, mind, body, thoughts, just kind of on be a MacGyver. And when the problem comes, fucking solve it. I mean,
have all the tools in the toolbox. I like this saying that we don't get to decide what the disaster looks like, and there may be a situation in which your illegal neighborhood telegraph is a bad idea, and there may be a situation where it's a great idea. Just have a tool.
We got internet, or we got localized internet, or like in Ukraine they only had Skynet or whatever the fuck that was.
Skynet.
You know what I'm saying? It's so like, that's all they had. But then that would be very controlled, right? Very tailored. It's only what's allowed through that system that you'd have information to. So in the in the entirety of this, I think of all the things in the entirety of like the aftermath. So, okay, so what's that mean, the aftermath? So you're talking 3 days, 2 weeks, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, 18 months. So like, that's the way you kind of schedule those things out. And who's going to do what to get their shit together in that time? People are going to try and get some kind of localized communication going that's bigger than what we're talking about. I mean, so it's like, there's ways, and then we got to watch out for that. And really, you got to watch out for the control freaks in the area around you trying to control whatever the fuck you got. So, like, these are the things, I think of more on the scale of, like, I got survival. But, I mean, I like to think of them 1860s boys, they have power and they have phone and plenty of them sons of bitches, they ate, they did things, we'll do that. We'll figure that out, right? We're not
Some of us.
I mean, some of the Gen Z and millennials are, but us Gen X boys, we're going to figure this out, right? We'll drag y'all through it. And it's like, I know we will, man, but the shit's going to hit the fan. But I practice a lot of faith over fear. I believe in, so like Scott said, like, grow shit, food. That's the plan. Food. I think that's a great food. Let's do that. All right. Who wants to roll the joint? So, like, we got the plan figured out. We're done with the stress on that. Let's just work towards that and get that goal set. Learn about how to grow the food, how to have the food, how to give food away. Start figuring out what food brings together as a people. Those are the things I'd be figured out. I'm not worried about calling nobody, really. Fucking shit hits the fan. I'm worried about me, mine, here, and everybody I can see in front of me that ain't trying to kill me. I love them as much as they love me. And that's how it goes. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I think we should just start clapping.
Well said.
Man.
I do like the having options, because you don't know what's gonna happen, how it's gonna happen, what's gonna come from it, kind of thing.
Tools in the toolbox.
Yep, tools in the toolbox. It's like bulletin board, used for that. $35 thing that plugs in your computer, so you could listen in, get news from town over, state over, across the country, whatever. Could listen in, see what's going on. Could just go down to your local community center and just talk to meet your neighbors.
Yeah,
because I'm sure people would gather
face
there.
to face.
Yeah,
Face to face is hard to beat. That it's hard to beat.
That's gold. That's absolute gold.
I think the same philosophy applied to drugs is pretty good too. They're just tools in the toolbox. It's all about how you use them.
That's true.
We all know, right? We all saw the 300, right? All them Spartans, they went and got 10,000 Athenians to die for them so they could take a break. You know what I mean? There's sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. I don't know what to tell you, boys. Find you some Athenians. That's all I'm saying. That's this one.
Well, that's where technology shines is called a force multiplier. You don't have to always be face to face. You can save yourself a lot of labor by having a couple of cheap FRS, and hey, you go over there, you watch the back, and we're going to talk to each other over the radio. So, it's force multipliers. Is if you've got the tools and technology, and you got some way to recharge it, use it.
Right. So, man, I'm blanking. So it was Christopher. You were at a plant thing this weekend. So what?
Yeah.
What did? That was you building your community.
Yeah.
Expanding your bubble?
Yeah. And, I myself, I'm a little bit introverted about that subject in public. So it was good that, she had her shirt on. I was concerned for her, being so open and out there about that. We talk about OPSEC.
Because you played the gray man.
Yeah, the gray man. And I don't want her to be attacked because someone remembers, hey, that's the person who said they're a prepper. That means they probably got supplies. That would be awful. But
if she didn't wear the shirt, you wouldn't have talked to her.
She didn't wear the shirt. Yeah. So there's a weird balance there that you got to strike somehow.
Yeah.
Which
Scott, how are you with?
Have bullets. There's your balance. I mean, that's really like, if you want to educate people because you love them and you feel they're good at heart, tell them. That's what I would do. Every conversation I felt they was good at heart, I just drop it in there. Same way the Mormons do when they like, have you heard the good news? It's like, have you heard the bad news? Shit's fitting to hit the fan. Here's some shit to do this day. You know what I'm saying? Like, fucking
You're the prepper evangelist.
Delivered a good message.
We are all going to die, but there's salvation in prepping.
Right. There's salvation in prepping. That's fucking perfect, dude. That is amazing.
Scott, I'm curious how you are with your neighbors because you said like the acreages aren't that big, but anytime you got a picture of your place posted, it just looks like you're in the middle of nowhere, like on your own.
Yeah, we're most of the neighborhood's actually 1 acre lots. We're on 2 acres, but it's like 100% usable 2 acres. There's a lot of like 5 acre mountain lots up here that have less usable land than my 2 acre lot does. Just because it's all steep and rocky and whatever. The whole thing is a nice gentle slope pointed south, which is really nice.
I'll buy a 5 acre parcel next to you and just get one of those like concrete saws and just start cutting into the mountain. I'm building us a bunker.
Nice.
Now, I've got a lot of good plans for terrain like that. There's still a lot that can be done. That's kind of my whole big thing. And one of the reasons I moved up here is we got to start changing our definitions a little bit, what it means to have arable land and where things might be possible to grow. We have a lot of tricks. We're clever little monkeys with thumbs, man. We can grow fruit at 8,500 feet, and we can grow bananas at 8,500 feet, and I can feed a self-sustaining colony on Mars because we're tool users. Like, it's awesome. This whole concept of like arable land and, oh, we don't have enough land to feed the planet the way you want. It's like, no, we got way more than enough. I'd love to see a vibrant, green, lush world with 30 billion people in it. Yeah. So
30 billion.
Well, why not?
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't think
If
that's
sustainable living, I mean, you can do it.
much at all. Yeah.
I get it's all like an engineering problem, but man, 30 billion.
No, it's a lifestyle.
It's 9 billion right now.
Balance issue.
Well, at 9 billion right now, you can fit them all in Texas, right? You can fit all the fucking planet in Texas. So, I mean, you're talking 30 billion, really. That's all of America. Think of the whole world that's left. I mean, you could distribute that proportionately correctly. And like you said, and they're lying to us. And you can tell that when one man can take a 1 acre property, right, and produce enough food to take to market and feed his family. You can't fucking tell me we're going to starve to death. No, we're stupid. That's how that works. We're not going to starve. We're stupid. So like,
We're in
right things, And so
at least we want to build a mile long.
fucking
the line.
the coffin,
Yeah.
the coffin living. That's what that is, right? That's a great big coffin. You can fit a lot of people in, right? That's what it
Yeah,
looks
but it's sustainable. Oh, BS. No, it's not.
Stand my sack. Just get some goats and some chickens and some rabbits and that's what you get. Fish are sustainable, right? You get you one of them cubes with the water. You could have you 100 tilapia in there, dude. That takes a long time to eat 100 tilapia. I mean, you might not like fish when it's over, but it takes you a long time, right?
But you won't die and you won't starve.
Bingo, right? If you
Pair that with an aquaponics system, and
that's what I'm saying, right? So you get the fish, you get the rabbit, you get the chicken. That means you get all the easy fats. You get the good fat, you get the meat, right? You don't have any overhead, really. The chickens, the shit feeds the fish feed the plant feed the rabbit feed the garden. This is how that shit works. Garden feed the chicken. That's literally how it works, and it's a functioning system. And
all of it feeds you.
Right, that's it. Literally, and you just build off that. Use your composting system, commingle with your coarse garden scraps to feed your chickens, and then chicken shit is what the fucking fish will eat, which is full of its own nutrient base, which poops out more nutrients. I mean, it's just a self-sustaining cycle. So get that going, and fuck the world, man. Get you some ammo, get you a woman, get you some kids, and that's all you need, man. That's all a man really needs in life.
Problems solved.
Bingo, baby. That's it.
He's got it all.
War's over.
That's
What
it.
war?
I mean, go kill each other. I don't give a fuck. Leave me alone.
One thing I did forget to share, the guy that I had out last month for property evaluation came out yesterday, so we could hash out a few other ideas that he had for the property to be more efficient. Yeah. So we're probably going to rearrange pretty much everything. So
I got a love-hate relationship with that word.
efficiency.
No kidding, bro.
If you're looking to live on Mars, we got to be efficient about it, right?
On small scales, it's a wonderful thing, but it can very easily be taken way too far and start creating anti-human systems in the name of efficiency.
What's an anti-human system? What's that mean?
Just, something that, when I grew up, the picture in my head when the word farmer was said was my overweight uncle sitting on a combine for 12 hours a day. Depressed and popping pain pills and muscle relaxers and just miserable and hating life, and that's not been my experience with farming at all. My experience with farming has been like getting my hands dirty and becoming a part of natural systems and a manager of natural systems and
Play in the dirt.
something that, yeah,
It's life.
and when we focus on efficiency above all else, it takes away the connection aspect that I feel is essential to doing it in a more sustainable way.
It divorces the love and makes it Walmart. Fucks it all up.
Mhm.
But look, I say what I'm sorry. I say
Your face.
No.
No,
Well, that's why your face when he said that.
I love it. I almost spit my water out. That was good.
We all saw it. Mhm.
I almost had milk come out my nose. Well, sorry, I did have milk come out my nose over the weekend. Man, I do not. What was it? This is just a total aside because I think we're about to wrap up. But like, I was trying to get my kid down for a nap this weekend, and I had him like, use the toilet and then, go take a nap. Well, he's on the toilet, he's butt naked, and he comes. I go to his room to kind of like, grab his pajamas or whatever. I don't remember what I was doing. She comes flying in, just butt naked, and just does like 5 really quick rolls across his head. I mean, it was so fast, and I just it was the funniest thing. I had I just drinking like a milkshake or something like that, like a protein shake, and it was like coming out my nose, and it was burning. It was hilarious. Kids a riot. It's funny.
It's great, dude. Kids are fire. They made me better.
Kids are fire.
Yeah, no,
That's
that's great. I got like 5 of them, and all of them are different, right? And all of them have their own little uniqueness. And you had to learn to negotiate with each one differently because they all, you had to touch them, each one in their mind and heart, and figure it out with them when they was pissed. So it's like,
They-
you got to do.
No, that's awesome. All right, what didn't we cover that you guys wanted to cover? Anything?
I don't
Nope.
know. It was fun.
It was fun.
Mhm.
This is good. This is great. All right, Scott, do I have you? I do.
What's up?
Nope. I have Scott Miller. Different Scott. I was gonna say, plug your stuff.
Whatever. Just come play on Twitter. It's fun. That's my handle. I got it.
Tell him, bro. That's it, baby.
I'll have
Sure.
stuff at some point, but
Scott at
It's
Little
not.
Pine Co.
not now. We're gonna start selling stuff this year, and yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah, you messaged me about starting a website, starting an online shop.
Oh, you know what? I do have one thing I'd like to mention real quick.
Yeah.
I got a solid plan for this place. I could do it a lot faster if I found the right business partner. Don't want an employee, I want a partner. We have the property, like we're ready to go. We've laid a great foundation. If there's a anarchist or other doesn't give a fuck variety of regenerative farmer out there who can't afford their own place, like, hit me up, send me a DM. Let's talk about some shit.
Hey, Scott, I got a buddy in Colorado named Johnny, and he used to grow a fuck ton of weed, but we're looking to get
Nice to
into
meet
kind of
you.
that world. Yeah. He might get holler at you, man. I'll holler at him on Twitter, tell him to give you a shout out.
Yeah, right on. Thanks.
He's a great dude, man. Fantastic guy.
Awesome. Let us know if something comes out of that. I want to know if we're making connections here.
Yeah, this is the year for it. I'm kind of giving up on my short list of dream partnerships and starting to cast a bit of a wider net. So it'll happen.
It'll happen. Christopher, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm working on a coop door opener with phone notifications called Secure Coop. You can get on the coupon below, Farm Harp Life Rocks, and you can get a discount. And I'm working on it now, just about to enter into beta phase. Get to the website. There is an ebook there. Get on my mailing list to get you notifications when it's ready. Basically, in a nutshell, I work for a Fortune 50 financial company, and I work in their IT department. And I have applied many of the same principles that we use with the multi-billion-dollar servers down to the chicken coop level to keep your coop secure, get your notifications if there's some kind of issue that comes up. The first one is a door opener, but following that, we'll do all sorts of things like motion alarms and lights and cameras, things that keep the backyard secure all across the board. So working on basically a whole secure farm suite. Anyway, hit the website, securecoop.com.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah,
One of these days.
I know.
Chicken Whisperer.
Oh, yeah, I'm on Twitter at MyRoosterWisdom. I talk enormous amount of shit, so you never know what I might say. I've been kind of laid off on it. I'll be back shortly. Hey, Chris,
Yeah.
you know, while you was talking about that, and one occurred to me about that. You know what I would look towards an adapter that fits on that pre-existing automatic coop opener that you can just plug into it.
The very first one. Yeah, the very first secure coop is going to have no motor. It's only a sensor, adapts to an existing coop opener.
That's fucking.
Then the next one will have a motor. So I can sell it to anybody who already has a coop door opener, but they want to be notified. So.
Yeah, hurry up, because that's dope. That's a smart thought. Okay, go ahead.
Careful, somebody may steal it.
Oh, if they steal it,
I got too much.
as long as it's taken me to get it ready, if they steal it and make it work, I'd just be impressed. I mean,
I heard that. I heard that.
All right, Jeremy.
Yeah, do we like donuts on TikTok and Instagram? Homesteading, chickens, prepping,
Oh, sure.
life.
No shirts. No more shirts.
And not really doing that anymore.
All gone.
We've still got some, but
Yeah, I don't wear shirts either. Fuck them.
that's right.
That is true.
Overrated.
He's not lying. He just wears overalls. That's not a lie.
Nice.
straight.
Although I'm like this close to getting rid of the TikTok page.
What?
We'll talk about that in just 1 second.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm at DeRosa from UpLife. Check us out from uplife.com. Thanks, guys, for being here. And thanks, everybody, for watching. Next week, we're probably talking about energy. Same collapse thing with energy. Bye.
All right.